Oh, Gravity Falls, it is good to be back!
If you're not really familiar with Gravity Falls, you're almost like 13 years behind right now. Gravity Falls is basically Supernatural for kids. From gnomes pretending to be a teen boy to a literal dream demon, everything about this town is weird. All you really need to know is who the Triangle Man is. Looks a little familiar, right? Well, this is Bill Cipher. He is what's known in the show as a dream demon. He's wacky but very sadistic with his choices. After destroying his home dimension, he formerly ruled the Nightmare Realm for trillions of years. He even has the power to do almost anything. That includes manipulating matter, controlling gravity, and even invading your dreams and possessing your body. All with the two-dimensional body. He is a terrifying villain for anyone to encounter. He also has no physical form, so he's only visible in your sleep or when he just decides to show himself. After being erased with a memory gun, he begged the highest being in reality, the Axolotl, for a rebirth. Bill is reborn, but he is put under the most intense and high-pressure program in all of existence. Therapy. Now, within his therapy, he decides to try to talk to us, the viewers, through his book called The Book of Bill. Now, this book is a multi-dimensional book, making this extremely odd. Within the first pages, you're shown a wheel of death. One of the options being you being assassinated while trying to ride your motorcade in Dallas in 1963. Sounds kind of familiar, no? It is also within this book that Christianity is actually real and it's canon due to Bill saying that the multiverse is real and all possible realities to be real. Now, how does this really relate to US history? Well, Bill has really been here in our reality for a very, very long time. Bill basically wanted to build a portal, one that could rip a hole in space-time, which was very essential for his plan before he got sent to therapy. The pharaoh at the time didn't really know how to make one, but he was willing to put his face on the pyramids if he stopped shaving his cats. Fast forward like 2,000 years, and Bill is still here trying to get his portal. It's not long before he meets King Henry VIII and tries to start an alliance. However, King Henry was terrified of Bill, so much so that he started beheading people to get him out of other people's heads. Seems pretty logical enough. Well, Bill got bored and went to the great city of Atlantis, which for some reason was thriving during the 1400s, but eventually fell due to war. After being kicked out of Atlantis for God knows what, he ended up going to what he called Wacky Land, or America. Now, the Puritans at the time were not very smart with their laws or their ambitions. For some reason, the women were being targeted in the worst ways possible. The Puritans, being driven by hysteria, were even framing some women as witches. But Bill, being a troll, that would be hilarious to show the women actual witchery. He possessed a goat since it was the only animal that had his pupils and taught them real witchcraft, so just keep an eye out when you're out in Salem. Now, before the Founding Fathers wrote the Constitution and birthed this country, Bill offered a deal with Washington and Benjamin Franklin, that he would help them defeat the British if they secretly let them run the government. Both of them actually ended up taking this deal and took it with a grain of salt. The thing is, when you make a deal with Bill, he has full control over you and your body. He will do whatever to get his way. Our Founding Fathers actually tried to retaliate, but Bill just kept giving them such terrible nightmares. It got so bad that they offered to put him on the dollar bill as an offering for the end of the term. Fun fact, the reason why Lincoln wore the top hat wasn't so he can stand out to the public, nor was it a class style. It was so no one can actually see Bill controlling him. Ratatouille style. Now, during the beginning of America, Charles Thompson had some interaction with Bill, ending with him creating the Eye of Providence. This ended up being one of the biggest conspiracies of all time. It is usually associated with God, which, seeing how Bill likes to be perceived, seems to be pretty spot on with him. With this information now in place, it sets up this domino of rumors that would eventually come out to the public as conspiracy theories. These being the JFK assassination and everything behind it, the real beginning of our country, the beginning of the Freemasons and the Illuminati, everything. Witchcraft and the paranormal are here because of him. Magic wouldn't even be a concept if Bill didn't introduce it to the women in Salem. The 10 plagues of Egypt, that wasn't divine power punishing a pharaoh for keeping Israelites captive. It was just Bill sending flirting messages to the people of Egypt. His imprint is in Egypt. Through the years, as a society, we blame the Illuminati for so many conspiracies without actually knowing that their symbol comes from a demon. Think about it this way. How many times have you continued to hear the phrase secret organization, and how many times have you heard those along the lines with power? Bohemian Grove, the Denver airport, both of these locations have been rumored to hold places for these secret organizations. and inevitably causing some mass hysteria alongside it due to us people being very iffy about a lot of things. And what's all this for? His entire existence is based on chaos and oddities. Without his ability to break the fourth wall, his bridge between our worlds would not connect. It is within his tampering that led to the beautiful oddities we know today as conspiracies. Now, within the show's canon, the last time he was in his physical form was at the end of the series after he made a deal. At the end of the show, he made one last deal to leave his essence within one of the main characters, eventually turning his body into stone in the process. It was later shown in the credits that his stone body was buried in the woods. After the show's initial ending, there was a scavenger hunt put into place for the fans of the show to enjoy. That final prize that was there waiting for them was a real statue of Bill in the woods, with his hand out, ready for anyone to make a deal with him. Of course, he's a cartoon villain, but his vision will live in everyone for the rest of eternity, allowing him to never die and continue his torments as a dream demon.
Until then, I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you.